Hi guys, it's me, Leigh with Victorian Dreams by Leigh. I am here to decorate this. So all the measurements and how to do it was the video prior, and I have marked numbers on everything. I have inked all my uh, stuff. So let's get started. I think I forgot to say hello and welcome, and I'm glad you're here, but yeah, it's taken me a long time to sit back down in this chair. Busy, busy, busy. Okay, so if you're new, let me go ahead and show you that folds up like this, and it's going to look something like this one. So I didn't even make this book for this video, but I've already made one prior. But yeah, so okay, let's get started. So what I did was figure out what was my favorite paper, and I want it here and then here. So I put paper 1, paper 2, then 3 and 4 and 5. So we're going to decorate the outside first, is how I like to do it, and then do the inside. So let's see if I'm going to read this upside down. Let me see how I'm going to figure this out. Paper 1 over here with this tab on it. So I have all my stuff cut, trimmed, and inked. And the ink I used on this one was the tea dye. I grabbed it and I went ahead and tea dyed everything on my file folder. But then once I printed this out, I thought, you know, I could have went with a little bit different color. It matches, but I think that's got like a greenish tint more than a sepia color of tea dye, or the tea color. But I'm still happy with it. But you know, just on a scrap piece of paper, always look and test your papers, because, and this is all the extra paper I had left over, so we'll put this off to the side too. But you always test on a scrap piece of paper what you think works best. So paper 4, let's get that out. Paper 3, paper 5, paper 1, yay, getting close. Paper 2. Okay, so we can put this off to the side and we can start. And if it needed a corner rounder, I already did the corner rounder as well on most. So let's make sure it's going the right direction too, guys. Okay, so here we go on the inside. Alrighty, now do I want a corner rounder on this one? I think I do get a corner rounder right here. So let's get a corner rounder, and the first thing I do is I don't have it corner rounded. So anyway, but I think that's the only one. This paper is from Authentique, and I don't remember the name of it. Authentique Papery. So yeah, so just add a little bit of glue. Now that the winter's over, I can order more of this art glitter glue, because they won't ship it in the winter. So, and boy, did Texas have a winter. Oh, it's supposed to rain too. So anyway, all right, let's decorate it. So this is my favorite one for the front, and I want to straighten it out. This is all flimsy. And also, next time I make this, everything was 8 1/8. Next time I'm going to make it on the 1/2 inch or solid number like 8. I don't want to do 1/8 anymore. I want to do 1/4, 1/2 inch, 3/4, or the 1 inch, because I just don't want to have to deal with that. Okay, so there's one piece. Then the next one, this is going on top of that. So the next one is going to be this one. So it's actually, if it's open, it's not this panel, it's the second panel, because this one folds in. So it's actually the second panel right before, it's the one right before this one. Before the fold. Oh my lord, I'm on camera and I can't remember what this is. And this is the store-bought one where it was already pre-done. Yikes. Can't even concentrate and think. I just know I only have so many minutes of craft time before I have to get back to real life. So I'm trying to enjoy my moment. But in my head, I'm like, hurry up, hurry up. Yeah, let's just decorate this together. I'm glad you came and sat with me. That way I'm not by myself. But I use heavy cardstock to do this, and then a file folder is pretty heavy itself, so it gets to be quite thick and heavy when you make these. Okay, so that says the third piece, so it's going right here, but let's not do upside down. Let me make sure. Yeah. So we're going to do, now we're going to put it on the back side and fold it out. And this is going here. And then the fourth piece is going here. And it's cut from here. So you can see where if I put them together, it would match up. So let's glue it together. I have so many different designs in my head and different ideas in my head that I think I need to write them down, because I just got so much that I want to do. But I love playing with paper, but I really, really want to start playing with lace again and everything. And I think I just made a boo-boo. I was supposed to tell you all the sizes of these, and I didn't. Oh my lord, I didn't tell you. So this size right here, okay, let's go back from the beginning since I didn't tell you. Let me tell you the sizes right now before we get any further along, because that's what I was supposed to be doing. Panel 1, the inside decorative paper was 3 1/4 wide, and I did it to 8. It was supposed to be 8 1/8, and that's what I was trying to tell you. I went ahead and did it to 8 long. So 3 1/4 by 8 long. The next panel, which was number 2, was not this one, because that gets folded in, was this one, and I did 3 5/8. See, I didn't like that 5/8, so that's why I said from now on when I start scoring, I'm going to do it on the even numbers and all. So this was 3 5/8 by 8. This was 8 long by 1/2. This one is, the panel 4 we're fixing to do is 4 1/2 by 8 1/2, but I think I cut everything at 8. I wasn't doing that half. So yeah, mine is going to be 8. But if you only want 1/4 around it, it's 8 1/4. But I changed it. So everything in mine is going to cut it off at 8, and I'm not doing the 8 1/8. So this next piece, panel 4, is 4 1/2 by 8 for me, but you can go as long as 8 1/8. Make sure you test your ink and see if you like the ink that matches. So you don't have to ink. It kind of hides your blade cutting and it hides the white of the paper. Sometimes I like to ink and then sometimes I just won't. So, and what I'm doing is I'm putting it in between and I'm going to try to line it up where it all lines up at the top. And it's all the same. And this is heavy cardstock. I don't know. You hear it? It's pretty heavy. Okay, and then panel 5 is this piece, and let's make sure it's not going upside down, which I took it off of. I took it off of here. Took it off of this side. So I wanted that butterfly to be centered, so I had to trim it. So I said, oh, the trimming can be this spine piece. So let's glue that. And then if just let me go over a couple of steps inside if you don't want to follow totally along, because this is really just for beginners. But let me go ahead and put this one down and talk to you about the stuff inside that you need to do before you glue your pocket down and different stuff like that. So that was 8 long by 1/2 inch here. So we're done with the outside cover. So I'm going to find a piece of pink string, and this is the outside cover already. And I'm going to find something that would match this and see, and it's going to get even more structured square once we put the papers inside. But see how pretty and quick that turned out. And it was hard to decide this one or this one, but if it gets mixed up by someone, see how pretty that is, or this one. So okay, now let's go inside. Let's see, where did I leave off? I see number 9, so I think this is number 7. So what did I choose first? So that was 5, so this is going to be 9, 10. So I think I did the inside here. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, because we just did here 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we're going to do the inside here. I think I'm using the number 5 twice. So what I liked was when you open this piece, one full sheet of paper. This is my next project, I think, but this is how I thought. This whole sheet of paper, I'm not using this one, but this whole sheet of paper fit right there. So I just cut it into 3 sections and glued it here. So let's get the next sections. So I need number 5, 6, and 7. Let's see, what do I have? 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so the sizes are 3 1/4 by 8, 3 1/4 by 8, 3 1/4 by 8. Okay, so what we're going to do is glue them in, and I went ahead and inked them. I went ahead and inked them and corner rounded them too. Okay, I got glue already stuck to me. So let's do these panels. You can use whatever glue that you can find in your store. I just look on Amazon and see whoever has the cheapest at the moment for this glue, because when I buy it they always have like 1 or 2 in stock, so it's not like I can go to the same people each time, but hopefully my memory or my Amazon account will hold who I ordered it from the last time, and I can go look at theirs first. for my art glitter glue. So since this is all matching, I want to make sure when I glue this down that it matches. And I don't know if that gets, this one does not get rounded, but because all of them are rounded, I feel like this one doesn't match. So I'm going to round it and add just a hair more ink, and it does match a little better. So I'm glad I caught that. Ladies, I just made me a doctor's appointment. First one in a long time. I'm finally finding doctors out here. So it's not going to take but 30 days to see. Thank goodness it's not an emergency, but I'm finally getting back into taking care of myself. So that's what's been going on. And not until April something, 20 something something. But scoot that over, square it up. I think this is Antique Papery Paris. I think it's Paris, called Paris. I didn't use a lot of the ones that had the Paris Eiffel Tower in it. I think it's only on the little cards that I printed that match it. Yeah. Okay, so, and what I like to do when I'm making these is, so I take her card, the card that matches it, and the envelope, and I already inked those. And what I did with this card was, you're supposed to cut it as individual. Instead, I just scored it and inked it, and it made it little booklet. And it's pretty on both sides. You have to look at the direction, because if it's not going to fold right and do the right direction, you can't do it. I wish that F didn't fold over on the envelope, because it kind of looks like a T, Tammy, and instead of family. But, you know, it says family. But you can put a card right here, or turn it over this way and have it pulled out. That's not as pretty as this side. So I don't think I'm going to be able to glue it down. I think maybe a tuck spot right here. And this is where you would put pockets that you would want, or envelopes, or tuck spots. You could have just a tuck spot and stick that right there. But isn't that pretty? Just to see that whole layout there. Okay, so we did 5, 6, 7. So now, where did I go next? It says 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually, I was supposed to do 1, 2, 3, 4, but I went straight to 5, 6, 7 for the inside. That's okay. Okay, and be careful. One of these may close better than the other. Okay, so now let's get the next numbers that I have. 1, and the size is going to be 1/2 by 8, but you could do as big as 8.5, 8 1/4, 8 1/4. So here is 1 and here is 4. Those are little pieces. So let's do number 1 goes right here. And see, I think this is confusing for y'all to watch. That's number 4. I think this is confusing for y'all to watch, because everyone knows how to just decorate themselves. Maybe I should just give you the sizes and be done. Because, you know, this is just when you craft and be quiet and listen to music and enjoy your time. So I don't know if this is going to be a doable thing, or if y'all are going to enjoy just hanging out with me or not. Okay, so there's that one. Now let me get my next panel. The next panel is going to be this little one here. And you have to cut this here, and see how I corner rounded here. And you have to glue this panel on before you glue this flap on. So I do remember that. So that's one thing I needed to tell you. So let's go ahead and just put the paper on the pocket. It doesn't take a lot of glue. I'm glad that this fine tip works out really nice. So I just gauge it, put it there. So what I did to do this was I took this paper and it was joined, and all I did was just cut it in half and put this piece here, and the other piece I'm going to fit here as close to underneath this flap as I possibly can, and line it up to match this piece of paper up here, and then we glue down the flap of the pocket. These are how I do it. This is how I would do a scrapbook too. That way you're saving a little bit of paper when you're making the pocket decorations, and also you're allowing the papers to match each other. See, and that's just enough, and it allows the papers, they match, they follow through, this and this match. So yeah. Okay, so we are at 1, 2, 3. Now number 4 is right here, and it has it right here. So this goes here, or does it go this way? It does go that way. It was a D, not a P. So these little pieces are a pain to glue and cut and everything on my cutter. It's hard to get them straight. I try to cut them first to make it easier and line it up. And this is just a craft project, and it's just paper. So okay, we got these down. So now let's just glue this pocket down, and all we do is glue right here, very thin piece of glue. I'm gonna raise it and see if you can see how thin. Gotta kind of do it pretty fast, and there we go. You have a pocket. You could have made another pocket with another piece of manila folder and make it even higher. I did that on the last one. Right here, this had 2 pockets, 1 and 2, and you just took an extra piece of folder. If this was long enough, you would cut up and say, where do I want it, and wide enough. Say right here, cut it to here, and it would have been first, and you would have glued this little bit down, then you would have done this bit, then this bit. You would have been you do it backwards in a way, but yeah. So now we have a pocket. So here is the pocket. So when you get these little cards, you can stick it there. So okay. Now, where did we go next? What number did we do next? This was number 4. So where is number 5? Don't know. That's 8. That's 9. That's 10. That's 11. That's 12. And did I count proper? Maybe I didn't. But you know what? All these are numbered. So maybe if my numbers are not right. This is, I think this is 5. So, oh, okay, Leigh. Remember this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're at number 8. So number 8, and this is the inside of that. The size is 3 1/4 by 8. Number 9, the size is 3 1/4 by 8. Number 10, the size is 3 5/8 by 8. Number 11, 3 1/4 by 8. Number 12, 3 1/4 by 8. Number 13 is 3 1/2 by 2 and a fourth. All 4, you need 4 of those. And I would take a piece of paper and I just drew and followed the line and cut it on that line and then just trimmed it over just a hair. So okay, I told you all the sizes, so y'all don't have to be here if you don't want to, but if you do, I'm happy. So this one goes right here and it says friends. Is that not the prettiest thing? So let's glue this down. Sometimes I think albums are just as fast as making these, but I guess when you've made a couple of 100 albums, they just start flowing so easy. And this is only like my 5th one of these, so maybe when I've made 100 of them, it becomes second nature to me. But now you see on this piece, it looks like a file folder because of the lip of it and all there. That's a pretty piece. That could have been on the very front too. That's a pretty piece to open up to and all. This is number 9, and the number 9 I have going right here. I do have a belly band for this, so let me give you the belly band size. The belly band size is 1 3/4 by 8 1/8, and it does need to be the 8 1/8 because you want it the same measurement as the manila folder. And the inside paper, so the belly band is 1 3/4 by 8 1/8. You ink it, but you have to put this paper down first, this bottom paper, and then the paper size for the belly band, the pattern paper is 1 1/2 by 8. So let's glue panel 9 down. I got a new printer. I went to use my printer and it didn't work, and it was the kind that did the 12-inch pages. Well, it did 12 by 18 inch. Something happened to it. I say my husband broke it because he used it last, but it could have been lightning causing the problem. But I'm like, I had to buy a new printer, but I went ahead and made sure that I got one that HP is on that ink program, so I pay $10 a month and I can run 300 copies in a month for $10, and they'll mail you ink. So this weekend I will be running a lot of copies. Okay, number 10 panel is here. Number 12 panel goes here, and number 11 panel goes here. So yeah, we're almost done with it. It's not a lot to do. And then you have to glue this one down before you even start making holes on all that stuff too. And don't forget to do your round little pieces and everything. So let's do this one. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. These are fun to make. They're very cheap. You only need one and a half manila folders. I think I used 4 sheets of paper and glue. So yeah, they're a little time consuming. Probably takes about 3 hours to make one, I would say. But they're cute little gifts to give away. And if people don't understand paper crafting, they're like, whoa, how do they do that? So this panel goes here. I'm kind of glad that I pre-cut all this and then came back to look at it. It's like, wow, this is easy now that it's pre-cut, and I walked away from it and did stuff and came back the next day. It's like going together so fast. All that measurement was yesterday, and now today is easy for me. This is the time-consuming part, but this is the fun part. This is when you see it all come together and it's so pretty. And I see that I need to corner around this one and ink it. And I was laying it down. So I caught that. Apparently all these flaps over here on this side, we need to corner around them all. So that was nice because it didn't look right, but it fell into place. This is linen cardstock I buy from a wholesaler in Dallas. And so go to a wholesale paper company. I think all big towns probably have it. If you're not sure, call a school because they buy wholesale and say, where's your closest one? And it's cheaper than Michael's. In Hobby Lobby, and you buy a whole case, $250. And then when you use it, I'm recording. Someone at the door, my husband. Okay, so we have the belly band, and it goes right here, and you glue that on. Then you glue this on top. It's gonna hide that. That's a shame, because that's cute. You could run this copy a second time and cut this to be right on top there, and you wouldn't miss it. But I do like the butterflies, so I am going to glue just a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom. And I'm just going to eyeball the middle. Just going to eyeball it. And glue that belly band down. And I'm not going to stress it. I'm going to let the glue sit and set up. So I'm not going to stick anything underneath it, because if I do start moving it around, it won't let it have time to stick and glue down. So I'm just going to put the paper on top, and then maybe once I'm done with the flaps, I can put the glue or put stuff under it and show you what a belly band is. But I think everyone understands a belly band. So now let's just put this here. So there's the belly band. Let's see if I can put it underneath. See, that's a belly band, but I don't want to stress it by not letting it dry. So there we go. So I think all we have to do is put these pieces on, and you have to put the pretty paper on the front of these, then put your little what are these called, eyelets in, brads, they're brads, then put the back two pieces on. So we're going to put the front, glue the front pieces on, then put the brads on, then you put the paper on after the brads. So let's do that real fast. So this is number 13, that's 14, so that one goes here. And make sure that your paper is reading the right direction, so I can read this paper, but if I would have done it the other way, it would have been upside down. It needs to be able to read the right directions. So we are going to put number 14, because that's what it says, number 13. So this one I can read, and this one, when it comes down, I can still read, because you don't want it upside down. So yeah, let's glue the paper on, then we'll put a hole in, and then we'll fix the brad and make sure it all tight, and then we cover it up on the other side. So paper goes on first before we do the brad. So there's that piece. And let's glue this one. I could tell that was my husband at the door with my grandson. So that's why I said I'm recording. If it was a neighbor, I would have just opened the door. I can't just say that to just everybody. Okay, so now these go right here, and I did forget to cut out little round pieces to match. But what I'm going to do is just eyeball it and get, I have a magazine somewhere over here, I thought, and now I don't. So yeah, just when you want something you can't find it. So I'm going to put a couple of pieces of paper down so it doesn't make a hole. I might have thrown my magazine out because I was cleaning, so I'm just going to punch all the way through, all at one time. And find what color would look best with this. I think to copper. Yeah, I'm going to use the, actually this color looks best. So let's put those back. I don't know what color it is. It's a mustardy brown. And we're going to put the brad in to both. And you've put the brad down. So let's do both of them. So all I did was just center it. Put that underneath there just in case it goes all the way over. And I'm a finger, one finger. So I'm going to put about a finger so that it kind of matches. That's my measurement, a finger. And I'm just going to punch a hole. Then we put the brad in. And we do that. I like to then put the paper, and make sure your paper's going the right direction. This paper goes to this one because see, I can read it and see it. So that paper gets glued there, and this paper gets glued right there. Then you add your string. You tie the string to one side and then you loop it and you are done. So I'm not going to finish these last two pieces because I do want to cut a circle to cover up some of this and this one like I did everything else. But we're finished. So you would take all your extra embellishments and you just start sticking where you want to stick them and have designs and put tuck spots with different pieces and everything, because there's always extra pieces that goes with everything. So, and you can also make a book that would match, and you would put it in here, and you would put the grommets after you put your paper down. You would put 2 grommets here with elastic and put that right there. So let's close this up and look at it, and it is so pretty. I am going to show this off as a project share and it will be totally done, but there is how you decorate that. I hope it wasn't too confusing for you and everything, but isn't that so pretty? It is so nice. I love the pink colors in it. I hope that the colors are coming out for you. So there you go, everybody. Thank you for sitting here with me and hanging out with me and all. I really enjoyed it. All my links are down below, and I hope you are having a blessed day because it was a blessing to be able to sit here and just enjoy this for a little bit with you. Bye.